So due to how horribly the Dallas Wings season is gone, and mind you, it's only gotten worse, even from them being 1-10, like somehow it's worse because they're now the worst team in the WNBA, not even just the conference, like in the WNBA as a whole. They now have a 40% chance to get the #1 overall pick. And with this, there's been a lot of talk about who the Wings should pick. And it's really been between Azzifudd and laurenbetts. And then also people have been talking about Olivia Miles, which would also be a good pick for them because the Wings don't have like a true point guard. But I don't think that's the direction they're going to go. And I think as far as like social media, you know, fans of the Dallas Wings, fans of paigebueckers, they seem to think that Azzifudd would be the best choice for the Wings to draft. And I've seen a lot of people say that laurenbetts would be a good choice. And I think it's really between those two. And I'm kind of confused about why people seem to think Azzifudd is the better choice. I'm not saying that Azzifudd's a bad player. Azzifudd is an amazing player. But I just don't think Azzi is who the Wings need. And I don't think Azzi wants to, I don't think Azzi would want to go to the Wings either. I know a lot of people compare her to Steph Curry, but I do think she's more of a Klay Thompson because catch and shoot is almost like an 100% chance that she's going to make the shot. But yeah, I mean, Azzifudd is an amazing player. laurenbetts is an amazing player. But as far as what the Wings need, I think the Wings' biggest issue is their lack of post presence. I think people are kind of being blinded by the whole like Paige, like they're dating. I don't know. It's very interesting to see that people seem to think that Paige and Azzi's success is based off of each other. They're like, Azzi played her heart out for Paige to win that championship. Like I've been seeing weird comments like that, and it's like Azzi didn't play hard to win Paige a championship. Azzi played hard to get her team a championship. It wasn't just Paige, and vice versa. It's not Paige is making these passes to Azzi to get Azzi her opportunity. It's not that. They're just playing basketball. And there's a lot of things people saying they're like an amazing duo, which they are a good duo when they play together, but I think that's very inflated. And I think people seem to forget that Paige and Azzi have rarely played together, and really this last season was like the only time they ever played together at UConn. If you really look at it, Paige didn't average that many assists to Azzi per game. Azzi is very good at creating her own shots. Paige is very good at creating her own shots. I don't think they need each other to play at their best. Yes, they play well together, but it's not, they don't need that. And I think that Azzi would benefit somewhere else. The Wings, they don't need another shooter. They have shooters, they have guards. They need post presence because if you look at the games that they have lost, they've lost because of guard post duos, they've lost because of pick and rolls, they've lost because of their lack of post presence, their lack of ability to, you know, win on the rebounds, and they really struggle with battling down low. They have struggled a lot against teams that have a very strong post player, which most teams do have a very strong post player, and the Wings do not have that, and they need it. And you just look at, I'll get into like Azzi and laurenbetts specifically in a second, but I just want to like go into the, you know, the Wings roster. They have Grace Berger. I'm not sure if she's going to stay. Like, it just depends on who they actually go with and then the route that they will have to take. If they do draft Azzi, I'm assuming that Grace is going to have to go, and they might, I mean, there's potential for Arike to even be traded because I don't know if Arike would want to stay on the team. I don't know if Paige wants to stay on the team. I don't know if anyone wants to stay on that team, to be honest. But the way this season went with Arike's percentages and with her efficiency, and with people already like kind of talking about how Paige is like walking away with the running even away with the keys to the city. I don't know if that's a environment that Arike would thrive in, and she's been at the Wings for long enough and has not been able to accomplish much. Obviously individually she's accomplished a lot, but as the team as a whole, I don't know if she wants to continue to wait for them to try to build something, but I don't think that's the best option. But it just like all depends on who they end up bringing in. They have Haley Jones, who's, you know, come in and has really been doing her thing. Yeah, like I said, I don't think Grace Berger is going to be staying. I mean, she's been playing a lot. She's been playing as like the starting point guard, but she does have a lot of turnovers, and she's not super efficient. She's not the best passer. She's not the best orchestrator in the court. They have obviously paigebueckers. She's a great shooter. She's a great shot creator. She's not like a 3-point shooter. Like, that's not the box you would put her in. She's like a 3-level scorer, but she can shoot threes. So I guess if that's an argument you want to make, they need a 3-point shooter, but they really don't. They have a lot of guards that are able or capable of shooting threes, and I think Paige is one of the better 3-point shooters on the team. They have Louisa. She's 6'4". She's a center. She's a great shooter, and she doesn't play very big. She's not like your Asia. She's not like your NECA, you know, back to the basket. She really doesn't play back to the basket that much, and when she does, it's not great. I think she plays more like a forward to me. I think she plays center just because she kind of has to on the Wings. That's my personal opinion. You have Myisha Hines-Allen. You know, I hate to be mean, but Myisha Hines-Allen is probably one of the worst post defenders that the Wings have. I don't know, man. Myisha Hines-Allen really struggles with guarding post players, and she makes a lot of like silly mistakes on defense, and she gets scored on a lot, dude. And then I don't remember which game it was that I was watching recently. I think it was the Lynx. She got scored on pretty bad. She went back on the other side, shot an air ball 3, came back, got scored on again. And Myisha Hines-Allen also recently has probably shot 1 or 2 air balls a game. Gets scored on almost any time. I feel like people look at Myisha Hines-Allen as like a weak link on defense, and I'm not trying to like pick on her or anything, but this is just like from what I'm seeing, what is being shown, what is happening on the court, and she's a very poor post defender. She's trying to do more than she should be. She's shooting like pull-up 3s in transition, air ball, wind, even straight wind. It's just like, I don't know why she thinks she needs to take these shots. It's quite embarrassing to watch. You have Azzi James, guard. I think she's more of like the point guard, but she got hurt. And then they have all these players that are coming in. They've had a lot of like forwards and guards coming in, so it's hard to see like exactly where they would fit in. Maddie Segrist, she's a forward, but she's one of the better 3-point shooters that they have. As far as like spot up shooting, she can create her own shot, but I think she's very good. She's a very good set shooter. From what I've read so far, if I'm in my head counting like the strong post players that the Wings have, Liu Ru, they have Liu Ru too, but she's hurt. That's why I completely forgot to count her. Liu Ru is very on off. She could have a great game, she could have a not great game. And she averaged 7 points, she averaged 5 rebounds, but like she was very inconsistent, and I don't know if her post defense is that great, and she does kind of struggle against actually physically stronger post players and bigger post players. So yeah, I'll give them 1.5 decent post players, because I'll count Louisa as 1. Myisha doesn't get a point. Maddie is not really a forward to me. She's more of like a stretch forward. She's more of like a tweener, which is a guard forward. I think that if the Wings did have good post presence, they'd be able to get a lot of inside out 3s, a lot of kick outs, but they can't get that because they don't have a post presence, so no one's collapsing in on these players. Like, I feel like I'm beating the horse beyond dead. The horse is beaten. The horse is struggling. The horse is begging for mercy. I don't want to continue beating this dead horse, so we can go talk about Lauren Betts, Azzifudd. So I'm going to start with Azzifudd just because that's what I feel like is a lot of the fans want the most, for, you know, obvious reasons. Like Azzifudd, and they played at UConn together and they won the championship. Azzi was ranked number 1 in high school. She won Gatorade Player of the Year like every single year. I feel like Azzi is probably one of the toughest guards I've ever had to guard in my life. She's lights out shooter. If your hand is in her face, she might still make it. She'll still make it in your face. And she also has a really good mid-range pull-up, dribble pull-up. As soon as she came back playing with UConn, there was a very noticeable increase to their production offensively. Another thing is, I think people kind of are downplaying the effect of everyone else on UConn. UConn is UConn for a reason. Everyone on UConn is like a 5-star recruit, and everyone on UConn has the ability to play in the WNBA. Everyone at UConn was ranked highly in their class, ranked top 10, maybe top 20. I mean, you had Sarah Strong. She was the second leading scorer on the team. I don't know. I think people are thinking that it was just Azzi and Paige. I think a lot of recency bias, but you have to look at the entire season as a whole. I think Azzi only played like the second half, but she did win the MVP of the Final Four, or I guess most. I don't know if they do MVP. I guess most outstanding. Shut up. She was averaging 13 points per game, 2 rebounds and 2 assists. She was first team All Big East. Like I said, she was hurt for most of the time that Paige was playing, and Paige was hurt for most of the time that Azzi was playing. They never really got to play together. And she also had the opportunity to enter the draft. Like, as a business decision, it makes more sense for her to go and play her another year. I think a lot of people think that Azzi's success was kind of based off of Paige, so I think it's good for her to make a name for herself. That's definitely not true. Azzifudd is an amazing player, but I think she does need to make more of a name for herself without Paige being there, and see as far as she can take UConn there with Sarah Strong and with some of the players they have coming in as well. As far as Lauren Betts, she averaged a double-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds per game. She led UCLA to be the number 1 overall seed in the tournament. She was the defensive player of the year, first team All-American. She was the center of the year, and then she got the Wooden Award for like the All-American team thing. She was first team All Big Ten, obviously, and then, like I said, defensive player of the year for the Big Ten, but like also for NCAA. And she made obviously the all defensive team for the Big Ten. I don't know if people actually know like how good Lauren Betts is. Like, to be at her height and to be dominating the way she is, it's like everyone's gonna be like, obviously she's tall, she's gonna get rebounds, and she's gonna get points, she's gonna get rebounds, but she really is a very athletic forward. She's actively hunting for rebounds, she's actively hunting for points. She's an amazing back to the basket player. She was like the 3rd player in however many years to record like 30 points and 10 rebound double doubles in the tournament. adjustment. And I think it was only Elena Deladon and Brittany Griner. She's a great shot blocker. She's a great defender on the post. She finishes very well. She shoots 64%. I mean, they're both amazing players, and I do think, I mean, Azzifudd hasn't played that much in college. She's been hurt. The Wings need post presence, and they're gonna get post presence from laurenbetts. Yes, she's gonna be, you know, young. She's probably gonna struggle a little bit to begin to start in the WNBA, but you also see Dominique Malonga. She needed a few games to get her footing right, to get, you know, her footing under her, and then she took off hitting the ground running. A lot of people seem to think that laurenbetts won't translate, her style of play won't translate well to the WNBA. I'm not really sure why people think that. I think laurenbetts will be an amazing asset to whatever team that drafts her or whatever team that she ends up playing for. I'm not going to sit here and say that she's going to come out 50 points, 20 rebounds per game every single game. It's obviously going to be a learning curve because she's going to have bigger post players to play against, like Asia Wilson, NECA, Brittany Griner, people more her size, more her strength. So yeah, it's going to be an adjustment point, but that can be said for every single player in the WNBA. I think that Azzifudd is an amazing player, but I think she would be better utilized on another team, and I think that the Wings desperately need someone in the post to help them with their pick and rolls, with their defense, with their post defense, with their ability to get inside out options for their scorers that they have, because they have a lot of scorers. Like I said, Maddie Siegrist, paigebueckers, Louisa, they're all great 3-point shooters, but they don't have a lot of defenses collapsing in and giving them the opportunity to, you know, give them a little extra space to shoot their shots, because no one's really intimidated by the players that they have. They're not going to collapse in on Louisa, on Maddie, because they're not really true back to the basket players. I'm not sitting here saying they're horrible post players, but I think Maddie especially plays much better facing the basket or like out from three. I think she's able to drive. Louisa also plays well facing the basket, shooting threes on the 3-point line. If they have laurenbetts down low, they're going to draw a lot of attention down there, and they're going to see a lot more production for their guards because of the ability to kick the ball out to them and shoot threes and make shots for themselves, or mid-ranges or whatever, high-low actions, maybe with Maisha Hines-Allen, who has been struggling a lot lately to get easy baskets and has been forcing a lot of horrible shots. The addition of having a strong post player down low will free up everybody. So yes, if they do want to get Azzifudd, there's going to have to be a lot of tough conversations and tough trades happening. And I think Grace Berger's going to have to be gone. Enrique's going to have to probably be gone as well. And I think Azzifudd coming in will do more harm than good, because a lot is going to need to change for them. They cannot continue with the roster that they have and then bring in another shooting guard but have no ability to get those guards open because they don't have any presence within the paint or even really within the 3-point line. I don't know. I don't think Azzifudd is a good choice for them, and I have been seeing like this narrative that Azzi and Paige are gonna be like a distraction for each other, but they did play together and they won a championship together. I don't know. People were being really weird about that. I mean, the fact that as soon as they came out talking about their dating, now these weird narratives are coming into play, and this has nothing to do with that. I just think that Azzifudd would be better playing somewhere else where she can contribute and probably, you know, get to the playoffs, something like that. Whereas the Wings have very specific needs, and I don't think that Azzifudd fits those needs as of right now. Yeah, it'd be great to see Paige and Azzi play together again, but I just think that isn't what is needed right now. But yeah, that's my opinion. I think that laurenbetts is who the Wings need. Obviously, if they don't get the first pick, then they're gonna have to like revisit their options and stuff. Like obviously, like I said in the beginning of the video, Olivia Miles will be a good pick for them. They also do need a point guard, a true point guard, and Olivia Miles could fill that role for them. And I think there's going to be a lot of tough trades and waivings that are going on with the Wings, that no matter who they go with, who they pick. But yeah, that's all I have to say. It's so hard to watch the Wings play. That was the whole statement. I have nothing else to say about the Wings.